My name is David Harrison Greis. Welcome to the Greis Report, your unfiltered daily voice for truth. I want to start off tonight by showing you some very powerful imagery that came out of Broadview, Illinois. As you know, the Broadview Gestapo Armory and Processing Center, which has now become a prison as per Judge Gettleman, they have been the center of this nationwide debate that's been raging about the way that the United States handles immigration enforcement. We are now at a tipping point in our world and in our country, in our state of existence, where we could go into very dangerous and perilous territory if we don't pull back a little bit from the edges. Now, for those of you who are not familiar, the imagery that you will see in this protest comes from The Handmaid's Tale. Handmaid's Tale is a book by one of my favorite authors, Margaret Atwood. She wrote this book about basically a society that collapses. It's basically America, and in the future it becomes an organization called Gilead. And basically what they do is the women who are able to have babies are basically sex slaves for the upper class, and they give birth to the children. And we kind of see this kind of thing happening with the whole trap wife culture and all of that. So in order to prevent all of this from happening, there are people out there that are using the imagery from The Handmaid's Tale, which you will see in the red outfits, the hats and the cloaks, and you will see how powerful it is once you actually can hear just the sheer silence, but you'll still feel that emotion of what they're trying to get across. So let's watch that clip.
An eerie silence outside the Broadview ICE facility today as a sea of red cloaks and white bonnets filled the streets. The Illinois Democratic Women of Cook County led a Handmaid's Tale protest. More than 30 women showed up to rally against immigration enforcement. These kinds of silent protests were inspired by Margaret Atwood's novel, The Handmaid's Tale.
I thought that was extremely powerful imagery, especially with the silence. Because you don't need words sometimes. Sometimes words are simply not going to cut it. Sometimes silence is the answer, especially when you have powerful imagery like that. And to mention that we're on a tipping point, I'll get into that in the second half of the show. If you like what you're hearing tonight, please remember to like, subscribe, and down here we have an email address, thegreisreport@gmail.com. Again, that's thegreisreport@gmail.com. Please send us any tips, leads, story requests, any kind of video you have of your interactions with the ICE Gestapo, CBP Gestapo, or any of the other special forces that are out there, especially if you come into contact with Greg Bovino. We'd love to see him behaving badly, to send that to Judge Sarah Ellis. And make sure to hit that subscribe button and that bell, and please do share these videos with your friends. Let's help get the news out there. And for those of you who follow me on Threads, if you long press on my videos when I share them, you'll be able to reshare them. So let's get the news out there. Let's disseminate the truth to everybody. So now the